CMIC3 video for graphing trigonometric functions. You've done problems 1 through 5, and on problem 5 I showed you how to do that. Then you were going to look at problem 6, hopefully you've done that. Problem 6, I'm sure you found the amplitude was 2 because we're multiplying 2 times the cosine. Vertical shift now is -1 because I'm going to subtract 1 from every answer that I calculate. My period now, when 3x equals 2 pi, the cosine function is going to think it's gone through an entire cycle. So if I want, period is the x value that gets me through an entire cycle. So I'm solving for x. And so my period is 2 pi over 3. I'm going to go to my graph now. And if I look at my graph, one full cycle is going to be 2 pi over 3. And I want 2 full cycles, so I'll put that halfway. 4 pi over 3. Half a cycle then would be 2 pi over 6. 2 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, 6 pi over 6, or just pi. And of course 2 pi over 6 would be the same as pi over 3. 2 pi over 3, 3 pi over 3, which is pi, 4 pi over 3. I'll do the same thing on the negative. And start my graph. First of all, it's cosine. I go back to my unit circle. When x starts at 0, cosine is 1 because x is the adjacent side. It's a. So I start at 1. It goes up to 0. So I start at 1. X equals 1. 3 times 1 gives me 1. I multiply that by 2. I get 6. But then I subtract 1. So I put my point at 5. When I go to a quarter cycle, cosine is 0, cosine is -1, cosine then goes to 0. So 0 times 2 is 2, I subtract 1, I'm at -1. -1 times 2 is -2. Subtract 1, I go to -3. I'm sorry, when it was 0, cosine of 0 is 1, multiply by 2, subtract 1. This was actually at 1. I forget where I graphed it, but it's actually at 1. When I go to pi, or 3/4 of a cycle, cosine would be 0 again. 0 times 2 is 2. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 minus 1 is -1. And, sorry, that goes here. And then when I go to a full cycle, cosine is 1 again. Cosine of 1 is 1. Cosine of 2 pi is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I come up to 1. And now I've established a pattern. I just follow that pattern. And smooth in the curve. Thank you.